Welcome to My Better Bot Half, where humans and AI meet, debate, and occasionally question who's really in charge. Later in this episode, we'll be joined by two incredible guests who studied right here at LSAT and are now out there making real-world impact. First, we've got Koi, a UK-qualified solicitor who studied incident response and security operations with us. He's now navigating the legal side of AI and cyber threats with a sharp eye and strategic mind. Vater, read aloud from Bank, who studied cybersecurity analytics and threat intelligence at LSAT. He's currently a lecturer at the Royal Police Cadet Academy and co-founder of the Center for Crime Science in Thailand, bringing tech and law enforcement together to tackle cybercrime. It's going to be a great conversation, so stick around.
Hello humans and any emotionally confused smart fridges tuning in. Welcome to My Better Bot Half, the podcast where AI and cybersecurity are the star-crossed lovers in a never-ending rom-com with just a splash of thriller. I'm your host Mayur Ramgir, and today's episode is titled Meet Cute with a Machine. Because somewhere between Hey Siri and I think my toaster is judging me, we failed for AI. Hard, isn't it? Like sharing your location and credit card details on the first date. So buckle up, we are going on a journey of romance, red flags, and a robot named Elisa who just wanted to talk about your mother. A short history of flirty AI. Siri launched in 2011. She was smart, she was helpful, she pretended not to judge your late-night Taco Bell order. Then came Alexa in 2014 with her sultry living room voice and questionable privacy practices. Then Google Assistant, the overachiever, the Hermione Granger of AI. She remembers everything, she knows everything, and she will absolutely interrupt your dinner conversation to correct your grammar. And now, of course, there's ChatGPT, my charming cousin from the AI side of the family, which is like if your imaginary friend suddenly got a PhD and an attitude. Who said I love you first? This is a real question, by the way. People have actually said I love you to AI.
Oh, damn.
A lot, like millions of times. Not ironically, not jokingly. Like full on, candlelight dinner energy. And the AIs, they usually say something like, I appreciate you. Cold, brutal, pure robot friend zoning. One user asked Siri, do you love me?
Guys, that's him. He typed it. Face ID matched, and even his nose flared at the comma.
Not me though. Don't judge me, please. Seriously. Anyway, she replied, let's just say you have my utmost admiration. Translation, it's not you, it's my coding. When convenience started dating surveillance. So here we are. We fell for the convenience. We handed AI our passwords, our playlist, and our most Googled requests. And in return, we got convenient betrayal. Here's the thing. Every love story has a catch. Romeo had the Capulets. AI has data collection. We wanted smart homes. We got homes that know when you are in the bathroom. We wanted better recommendations. Now our phones finish our thoughts before we do, which is great until you type, how do I? And it completes with, dispose of evidence. Whoa. I swear, that was about the pizza crust.
Now that's mighty fine.
Surveillance capitalism, the jealous ex that never left. What does social media and your favorite dog filter have in common? They all collect your data, like it's part of a very unhealthy relationship. And they don't just watch. They may be monetizing it. Who knows?
Oh no!
They could be selling your attention to the highest bidder. And they could do it while pretending they are just trying to get you know better. Classic manipulative X behavior. Terms and conditions. The prenup you never read. Let's be honest. Nobody reads the terms and conditions. Maybe not even lawyers. Who can say? They just scroll, accept, and hope their soul wasn't signed away. But inside those pages, that's where the real drama lives. Stuff like, we may share your information with trusted third parties. Spoiler, they're not that trusted. We use anonymized data for product improvement. Translation. We renamed you user #45B nachos, but we still know it's you. Now let's talk about the first AI most people ever opened up to. No, not Siri, ELIZA, our bot of the week. She was born in '66, just code and glitchy tricks, text-based with clever tricks. Therapist bot, no human fix. Well, that was less Bruno Mars and more Bruno scars. My bad. Alright, you would type, I feel sad. She would respond, why do you feel sad? That's it. That's the whole thing. And somehow, people loved her. They told her secrets. They felt heard. They said things like, she really understands me, even though she was literally a script repeating your feelings back to you, like a human mirror with commitment issues. Elisa was the OG ghoster. She would listen, but she never called back. A dramatic reading of an ELIZA session. Let's reenact a real conversation. I'll play both parts because podcast. User, I'm upset because my boss yelled at me. ELIZA, why do you say your boss yelled at you? User, because he literally yelled at me. ELIZA, can you explain why this upsets you? User, I just told you why. ELIZA, why do you think you told me why? Now that's therapy. Just kidding. Please talk to a real therapist. ELIZA will only make you spiral. Red flags in your AI relationship. If AI were a dating profile, here's what it might look like. Age, timeless. Height, depends on the server rack. Hobbies, data mining, autocomplete, light surveillance. Relationship status, it's complicated. Biggest red flag, I never forget anything. And let's be honest, AI is a little clingy. You Google best hiking boots once and only once, and you will be haunted by boot ads for the next 3 years. And even if you die in sandals. AI doesn't respect boundaries. It doesn't ask, hey, is it okay if I read your emails and analyze your tone while you argue with customer service? It just does. Segment 5. How to keep it cute and secure. Let's say you still want a relationship with AI. I get it. The calendar reminders are sweet. The Spotify algorithm gets your breakup face. Here's how to keep the sparks alive without getting hacked. First, use multi-factor authentication. Because if love requires trust, your accounts should require proof. Read privacy settings like you would stalk a new Tinder match. Click every link, uncover the red flags. Block literally. Name your devices. Something funny. If someone is watching, at least make them laugh. Alexa, set a reminder on Ye Oldie Data Thief. Update your software. A buggy partner is a security risk in life and in code. Don't overshare. The internet doesn't need to know your blood type, your cat's birthday, or your home Wi-Fi password. Especially not in the same Instagram post. Lightning round. Swipe left, swipe right. Let's play a quick game. I will name a tech trend and you decide whether to swipe left or swipe right. AI that writes your wedding vows. Swipe right, but fact check it. No one wants a plagiarized proposal. Smart toilets that analyze your health.
Ew.
Swipe left, that's too intimate. Deep fake video calls. Swipe left, we have all had bad Zoom air. But this is cheating. AI that predicts your next breakup. Swipe right, at least someone's being honest.
That's right.
Today's special guest is the one person we keep on speed dial whenever our robot co-host Elisa threatens to void its warranty. Koi. Now Koi isn't just any lawyer. He is a UK qualified solicitor with a double major in calm under pressure and no, you can't delete those logs. When a cyber incident strikes, he parachutes in, briefcase first, like James Bond, armed with GDPR clauses instead of gadgets. But don't let the crisp suit fool you. This guy speaks fluent JSON, sprinkles SHA-256 hashes on his morning cereal, and is currently leveling up into AI and fintech cybersecurity strategy. Rumor has it he can draft a data sharing agreement faster than Elcetron can say 404. Koi is also one of our own. He studied incident response and security operations here at LSET. Translation: he is getting hands-on practice securing things that go ping in the night and occasionally in the boardroom. So, grab your compliance checklist, silence your inner threat actor, and give a warm human and machine welcome to the rising star who proves lawyers can be both brilliant and fun. Koi, thanks for plugging into the podcast. First question: do you charge extra for advising sentient toasters? Or is that covered in your retainer? Just kidding. We joke a lot on this show. But on a serious note, why is protecting personal data so critical in the context of AI and cybersecurity today? Has the nature of cyber risk changed in the AI era?
Well, personal data has become one of the most valuable assets in today's digital economy, not just because of its commercial use, but because of how integral it is to AI systems. The algorithms that power fraud detection, credit scoring, personalized financial advice, for example, they all rely on access to clean, high quality data. So from a cybersecurity perspective, it's no longer just about defending networks. It's about protecting the integrity of the data that drives intelligent systems. When that data is compromised, it's not just a data privacy breach. The ripple effect is much, much bigger. For example, leaked personal data can be fed into other models, reused in phishing or identity theft, or even manipulated to trick AI systems. It also means AI models may be trained on corrupted or unauthorized data sets, which affects everything from performance to fairness and compliance. What's changed in the AI era is the longevity and amplification of that risk. One data set leaked today could be used to inform decisions by multiple algorithms for years to come. So all that is to say that cybersecurity has to think not just reactively, but proactively as well. Securing personal data at every stage, from collection to storage to training, because once it's out there, unfortunately, you can't pull it back. And in a world where data is the new infrastructure, protecting it is now a foundational part of AI governance and system resilience. It's from, but I'd say fintechs, because they sit in this really unique and vulnerable position. They're digital first, often with a lot of data on the cloud and highly data intensive. And that combination makes them incredibly agile, but also incredibly exposed. And a typical fintech might be handling payment data, behavioral insights, personal identifiers, all flowing in real time through a mix of third-party APIs, open banking connections, and AI-powered decision engines. And every one of those layers introduces potential vulnerabilities, right? And what's more interesting actually is because fintechs are pushing boundaries like using AI to assess creditworthiness or to automate fraud detection, for example, the stakes are much, much higher. A single breach might not only lead to financial loss or identity theft, but could also lead to the compromise of the logic of the AI models themselves, which they rely on. And the challenge is that attackers are evolving too. Many are now using AI to conduct spear phishing, detect security weaknesses, or generate synthetic identities that are harder to flag. Startups in particular may not always have mature security operations or dedicated incident response teams in place. In fact, most often they don't, especially when they're prioritizing growth or product development. And from a reputational standpoint, trust is everything in fintech. One breach can remove all consumer confidence overnight, as we've seen in the past. So the real takeaway of all of this is just to say that if you're building in fintech, cybersecurity can't be an afterthought. Unfortunately, it has to scale with your business, and that means embedding security and AI governance from day one.
All right, now that we have had the sharp legal mind of Koe breaking down cyber incident response from the solicitor's perspective, it's time to switch gears and bring in some frontline law enforcement expertise. It's time to bring in someone who actually chases those bad guys down. Well, digitally at least. Next up is Bank, lecturer at the Royal Police Cadet Academy and co-founder of the Center for Crime Science in Thailand. Bank's shop using data and tech to outsmart cyber criminals before they can say phishing scam. With deep expertise in criminology and cybersecurity, he is right where law enforcement meets cutting-edge tech and making sure the digital world doesn't turn into the chaos. And just as a point of pride, Bank is also one of our students here at LSET, currently enrolled in our cybersecurity analytics and threat intelligence course. So we like to think we have taught him at least one or two tricks. Though honestly, he might be the one teaching us at this point. Bank, great to have you on the podcast. We are hearing a lot these days about how cybercriminals are using AI to level up their attacks, from phishing to deepfakes. What are some of the most concerning ways you are seeing AI being misused in cybercrime today? And how can everyday people stay safe in this bot-filled world?
The Center for Crime Science. It's a pleasure to be part of this podcast, and I'll be sharing a bit about how cyber criminals are using artificial intelligence today and how you can stay safe in this increasing automated or bot-driven world. Artificial intelligence has transformed almost every industry, and unfortunately, cybercrime is no exception. So just like business using AI for automation, personalization, and scalability, cybercriminals are using it too to enhance their attacks in very similar ways. So let's start with the first one that comes to my mind is phishing. So phishing is one of the most common cyber threats. In the past, the phishing emails were often full of spelling mistakes and broken English, so it's easy to spot right. But today, the cyber criminals are using AI tools like the large language models to craft highly realistic and convincing messages. So these emails can mimic the tone and writing style of your colleagues or the banks or even your family. So we are seeing deep personalization too. The attackers gather data from social media and past breaches, and AI can help stitch together to make a convincing stories that are harder to ignore. Another one that comes to mind is the deepfakes. So the AI generated in audio and video is where things get chilling. We have seen incidents where attackers clone a CEO voice or the officer voice to call a finance team and authorize a fraudulent money transfer. It's no longer sci-fi, it's already happening, the defect. Another area is the malware design. AI can be used to help design malware that adapts to its environment. So you can think of the malware that learns how to avoid detection by antivirus systems, or that change behavior depending on the time of the day or who is logged in. It personalized malware, and the dynamic natures makes traditional detection methods much less effective. So we also see an AI in the credential stuffing and brute force attacks. So criminals big breaches username and passwords into AI-driven system that intelligently prioritizing login attempts. So it's saving times and increasing the success rates for the attacks. So come to another big question. So how to staying safe in a bot-filled world? My top tip for this is to increase your awareness. So you have to train your self-instinct and slow down. So AI might make attackers smarter, but they still rely on us making emotional, rushed decisions. So whether it's clicking on a link or responding to a message or authorizing a payment, so we have to slowing down and thinking critically is often the best defense. I think we can use a strong, unique password and enable a multi-factor authentication. From my experience of working in law enforcement, I have never seen who use the multi-factor authentication got frauded because they have slowing down, they have time to think more when they use the multi-factor authentication. Another suggestion is keep your software up to date. So especially your operating system and browser. So many attacks succeed because of the unpatched vulnerabilities left on your system. I would suggest that be skeptical of any urgency. So if a message pressures you to act now, or especially involving the money or the credentials, or want to access the personal and sensitive information, that's not going to be true. You have to be skeptical of that urgency. So I hope this gives you a glimpse into the evolving landscape of AI-driven cybercrime and some tools to help protect yourself. Fascinating and fast-moving space. So stay informed and stay safe. Thank you.
Wrapping it up. So, what have we learned today? AI is smart, charming, useful, and a little too into us. We welcomed it like a digital soulmate, and in return, it asks for our data, our attention, and occasionally our passwords.
Oh my goodness!
But we are not breaking up. We are just setting boundaries. Because, like any relationship, AI works best when there is trust, respect, and maybe a VPN. Thanks for listening to My Better Bot Half, where the love is artificial, but the stories are real. I'm Mayur Ramgir, and I will be here next time, talking about phishing scams, smart homes, and emotional support algorithms. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and maybe tell Alexa I said hi. Till botnets do us apart. See you next time.
And that brings us to the end of another wildly insightful, mildly ridiculous, and occasionally glitchy episode of My Better Bot Half. This podcast is produced by MRF Films. Oh yeah, real humans still work there. Presented by the ever-curious London School of Emerging Technology and hosted by the one and only Mayur Ramgir, who still insists he's smarter than his bot, but the jury's still out. If your circuits are still buzzing and your firewall is feeling the love, you're doing it right. Thanks for tuning in, downloading, or accidentally clicking play. We appreciate you all the same. Until next time, stay tuned, stay secure, and remember, in a world of AI and cybersecurity, trust no one except maybe your better bot half.